Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at an iPad 4 32GB that's still running iOS 6. Now if you were following me on Twitter you would already know about this iPad, as I did post about it on there, so if you want to keep up to date with upcoming videos and stuff that isn't worth making a video on, go ahead and check out my Twitter, link will be in the description. Now I recently had an iPad 4 and obviously it was up to date, it was running iOS 10, but this one I brought especially because it's still running iOS 6. Devices that run iOS 6 were so fast and it's never been updated, and iOS 6 is the last version of iOS to have that nice glossy sort of realistic like interface. So inside of this box here you can see I've got the 10 watt iPad charger. Now that's not actually the one designed for this iPad. These shipped with 12 watt power adapters, so that might be from another generation of iPad, like the iPad 2nd or 3rd generation. Okay, so pulling the iPad out here, you can see that it's got a few scratches on the back of it, but obviously that's not going to affect any of the performance or anything on the iPad. And the front, you can see that it's chipped, so I will have to do a screen replacement on this iPad, but as it is, it does work, and you can see there the old school iOS 6 Apple logo, which is really small compared to the newer Apple logo which shipped with iOS 7 and above. The iPad itself turns on extremely fast compared to, say, running iOS 10 on an iPad 4, and you can see here that it opens things very fast. And now I didn't know exactly what version of iOS 6 this was running, but it is running stock 6.0, so this has never been updated, not once, not even to a minor software update. Now it's a little flat, so I'm going to put it on the charger. Okay, so what I've gone ahead and done is I've reset the iPad through settings so it stays on iOS 6, and I'm going to go ahead and set this up just so I have the settings that I want, and I'm signed into my Apple ID, and everything that I want is exactly how I want it. So here you go, this is the iOS 6 setup. It's pretty simple, there's a lot of steps. So basically this setup of iOS 6 is basically like any newer iPad. It just goes through the steps, and do you want Siri on, and if I'm an iPad or whatever. And you can see here, start using iPad, and we're at the iOS 6 home screen. And if I go into settings here, you can see that I'm still running iOS 6 on this iPad 4th generation. It's also a 32GB Wi-Fi only version. And you can see here that I've got literally nothing on it as it's a fresh install, but I'm going to go ahead and download all my music from the iTunes store, and be able to listen to some Ariana Grande and whatever else I've purchased on iTunes, and most of it's just Ariana Grande, to be honest, but you know, you can see here that you get all the songs, and you can download them. Now the iTunes store and the App Store do still work on iOS 6. Now what doesn't work is FaceTime. Now FaceTime actually doesn't work no matter if you're on an iPad 4 or an iPhone 4S. I realized that, and I looked it up, and apparently Apple stopped supporting iOS 6 version of FaceTime. Now there will be upcoming videos on this iPad. Now obviously I can't compare it to an iPad 4 running iOS 10 because I sold my other iPad 4th generation, but I will be changing the screen on this, and I will probably be putting it through some tests, maybe against, say, an iPhone 5, because they were released at the exact same time. Now the iPad itself came in 16, 32, 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage. It shipped with iOS 6. It features the Apple A6X processor running at 1.4 gigahertz. This is also the last 32-bit processor iPad. The iPad Air introduced a 64-bit processor. It also has 1 gigabyte of built-in memory. So that's basically a quick video on my new iPad 4th generation that's still running iOS 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time, another one of my great videos.